Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. I've got a great rack. Surely I am bingoing. So I'm sure I'll have plenty of 7s and 8s. But what are they? Miss post and miss stop. Let me have a quick squiz, see if anything else comes to mind. Okay, let me pause. So what's best here? I don't have anything beginning with Q. Double through the I, or do I hook Quay with L, R, or S? So I've got porisms. 83. Would this score more as a double? 94 for a double. Yeah, so let me see if I can find one. This rack plus an I. Tricky with duplicate I and duplicate S. But it is worth a quick squiz, see if I can find anything. So I've got the isms ending with OPI blank. This rack plus an I. Nothing so far. This rack plus an I. Gosh, these feel so close. Not seen anything so far. Triple S. No, coming to the end. Okay, so let me go back to porisms for 83. And I am sticking a couple of S's in the open. Now, not a great rank. Duplicate N, duplicate R, only one vowel. Is opponent going to draw level with a bingo? Floating vowels in quare should help sort this rack out, but I'm going to struggle to score. I could play drip, making chi and up, leaving duplicate N. I could play Pirn, P-I-R-N. I think that's better. Probably scores a little bit less than drip, but a much better rack leave. Opponent taking a while on their play. They could be close to a bingo. But will that bingo interfere with my intended play? 26 points for Pirn. Oh, and it does interfere. I wasn't expecting that. And it means I can't score off the Q, which was the attraction of the play. So anywhere else for Pirn? And what other options are available? What about a play through this A? Can I get the P tripled? I could play Pindar. Not a great play, but it does sort the rack out. What about a play through the A of Queen? Or the E? So any PRA plays? No. If I'm going to get a lowly score, I surely want to sort the rack out as much as possible. which Pindar does, and it sort of opens the board up. Only 11 points. That feels massively suboptimal. £21 points, keeping that extra N. Yeah, 10 more points. Duplicate's worth about a -5. Well, that brings the moves within 5 of each other, so that brings me back to Pindar. So what about doing Drain, keeping the P for score and scoring 12 points and not offering anything? I'm going with this. Wow, fantastic draw. So I have Spanner and Panners. So I have Panners in row M making Quares. Fantastic. Will that stay available? And also Panners and Queens. So I'm definitely bingoing for a decent score. Fantastic. And I currently lead. If opponent doesn't bingo now, I should be establishing a little bit of daylight. Now, this is my second game I've recorded today. I forgot to turn my microphone on for the first one, so that recording was lost. Apologies to opponent who won it by 4 points. Super close game. I missed Sonatize as a 9, which would have sealed the win. But if you don't turn the microphone on, you don't have a recording. So, well, surely Panners in row M scores a lot more than column 13. Oh, wow. Resonate 68, 9-letter play. Fantastic stuff. Which makes my choice of bingo easy. Panners does take an S front hook, but this is 88 points. Oh. Still one S to come. No blanks. And not an unexpected rack. When you're drawing 7 random tiles, you really can get anything. And there is some balance between vowels and consonants. I have there 2 in column 13, which is quite nice. Gets rid of V and U in one go, turns over tiles to try and draw the final S. But it may well be that column 1 doesn't remain available. Both rows L and N are attractive. Virtu doesn't score massively, and it retains KG, which isn't a good keep. So do I have anything in row L? I've got the U for the P. So do I have any KU something E plays? I don't think I do. And no VU something E plays either. I have Veg in row N. Resonates, fantastic stuff. I love the 9-letter words. So what else do I have? I have Curve in row E, K-E-R-V, keeping G-U. The problem tiles on this rack are G, U, V and K, and I can't play off all of them. Dupe is good, so I have Virtue in row K, which takes out the danger of a column 1 bingo. I lead by about 70 points. Well, that drain play took me a long time, but, well, bounced straight back with a bingo on the following turn, which was good. So, what has opponent drawn as their 7 random tiles? We'll find out later. I still don't like any of the moves I've considered, but I think that's because it's just so hard to get a decent rack leave. I guess after Gov or Vug, what would be left? Trek is not bad. 34 for opponent. So, oh yes, I have a nice play. I have Turk, which scores 51 points, splits up U and V, and, well, 51 points. Here we go. Well, not great. But I do have vowels to get through this. So I have fave on my rack. Pew only takes an S. I wonder if opponent played U because they had the final one. Oh well. S is a jolly useful tile, but it doesn't appear as the initial letter in a bingo as often as it appears as the last letter. Row E, more dangerous for a double-double ending in E. Is there anything I can do about that next turn? Oh well, opponents have done something about that themselves. Oh, and this is delightful because I have fave here for 34 points, helping to choke the board up, and an okay rack leave given the starting point. I'm going with this. Great, I draw the Z for score, and that goes quite nicely with the other tiles I have. I have Z, Z, Zeta, Days Gaze, etc., and G's, but no S. And a bit of a ladder or triangulation of the board appearing, with the top left difficult to reach unless you have a bingo onto the D. And the bottom right difficult to reach as well. So a tight board, but that's fine when you lead. I have Z in column 9, which remains available. Just 5 for opponent, which is great. That strongly suggests to me that they do have an S. So let's puncture those dreams with says for 32. And if opponent does play across from the Z, I'll be able to score in row O. This is a super flexible rack. I think headage is good, so I do have a bingo. That doesn't take a D. Ah, it's column 1, which is most dangerous for the S, of course. Okay, maybe I can do something about that next turn if I have time, if opponent doesn't play there straight away. But I can certainly survive one bingo. I lead by 130. And do I have a Z play? I don't think I do. Well, not in row N, probably in column 11. Yeah, I have Mead. But just how dangerous is column 1? Should I be sacrificing points to take that out, or should I be just trying to outrun opponent on score? So, do I have any plays which score off the Z, which begin above the M, so the play is doubled, a play beginning EM or AM? No, not that I can see, so it's just Mead. Only 20 points, that's pretty humble. And how do I take out this S hook? I don't have an I for PIU. Yeah, maybe last turn I could have, well, no, EP not good. I couldn't play Z in row L. Kate for 6. I think that takes an A. An opponent must be super close to a bingo, playing off only one tile. But I don't have a play with A in 5th place. I don't have a play beginning with Z. I don't have any tiles to go above the P, so it's pointless looking for a row L play. I can't play in row K, nothing goes between D and Pew. So I'd be far better off just trying to keep scoring here. It's a shame I can't score off this Z, but I'm just not seeing one. 13 minutes on my clock. What is the play? At for 2. Yeah. That takes out column 1. Great, I get another scoring tile, which is good on a tight board. Maybe I should have played ET because the A has value for hooking Kate. I still got 1A, but I'm not seeing a column 8 play. What about a Z play? Not seeing one. In some ways, I'd like opponent to play off the Z, because I could then play in row O, score well, and lock up the bottom right of the board. Okay, no such luck. Opponent is opening the board. Kate takes an S. After it still takes an A in front. So, what to do here? I think I do need to take out row A. It's a triple lane with a T in useful place. But there are several ways of doing that. I don't think wheated is good, but if it is, this would score nicely. It's not good. So what do I have? I have heated, but I'd quite like to play off the W as well. Don't have anything in row B. I could play chew. Well, maybe heated is the play. It's 33 points, which is decent. The rack leave is truly horrendous. But lots of O's to come, and W goes well with O. Such a shame to see these nice tiles going on the board and the problem tiles staying on my rack. What about playing gated retainers? It's a lot fewer points. But it's very hard for opponent to bingo in row B because E's don't go under the G, and WH has some synergy. I am going with this. Wow. Well, I'm glad I retained the W. Pretty horrendous rack. Nothing with the Z. So, what's opponent going to do now? Their previous play was Tiger. That burnt 5 tiles. So, no guarantee they're close to a bingo. Great, just 23 points. Obit takes an O. I no longer have an A for Akata. HM is good. So I have Heil for 28, keeping W and U. That's pretty grim. Wow. This is the price you pay for... Well, I didn't keep a terrible rack leave. I changed to gated in order to keep EHW. My draw is awful of IILU. Obit. I think... Well, it takes an S. I don't think it takes an A. Yeah, none of my U's or I's can go in column 11. 9 minutes on my clock. So the board is tight. Ah, well, why don't I play down here? Not because the rack leave is good, it's horrendous, but it's 29 points. And I'm looking to outrun opponent. If opponent does have a column 14 bingo, they'll be opening access to column 15. Yeah. I'm going with this. Okay, pretty good. I'm miles away from a bingo, but this is a non-bingo-y board, and I've got scoring tiles, and the 29 points last turn was very welcome. A high is good. Okay, 19 for opponent, that's good. That's pretty humble. And this is 19 points, which is good. I think my high may take ED, but so be it. It's not a bingo. Do I have anything better? Teal is also good, and I've got the IUM ending. Well, no, I can't reach the bottom, so let me play my high for 19. Well, I've got the D for my hide. And more scoring tiles, which is great. I lead by 130, which is 2 bingos. Opponent, well, this Z's still available for both opponent and myself. Loads of O's to come, which is Z friendly. Hugh has sweetened the pot for a column 11 play, but it's really only an S which can go in there. Column 6, a good bingo lane for bingos ending ED. Yeah, there goes opponent, burning the S and opening row O. R only takes an E. So the best I've got here is Doi. But look at this, it's 26 points. Opponent got 28 for Zoris, I get 26 for Doi. So overall, the course of those two moves, opponent has gained 2 points and burnt their S and tightened the board up. So I'm going with this. My rack lead continues to deteriorate, but so does the board, and there are only 6 tiles in the bag. Fantastic. V doesn't take anything after it, so column 15 not available. And all the A's have gone, so this is going to be, well, this could be a super, super tight end to the game, unless opponent's got something in column 6. Not sure I can really, well, I could play Judd. Wow, that would be hilarious. Now, what's opponent done? Oh, they stopped me playing Judd, but they've also stopped themselves from bingoing, pretty much. Lou is good. So, 8 minutes on my clock. How to proceed in this strangulated game? Well, what about playing John here? 24 points. Anything over 20 points on this sort of board is ridiculously good. It's tightening the board even further, although bingos ending P and A are fairly few and far between. My rack continues to deteriorate, but it's fine because I'm still scoring more than 20 points a turn, and I have a huge lead, so I'm going with this. And the Y is a quasi-vowel. But what's opponent going to do now? So no A's or S's for cater. I can play rely. That's nice. 2 tiles in the bag, so this might be my final rack. So it could be a while before this game is finished. Now I wonder about front extensions for gated. I don't have any, but I'm sure there are some. Is opponent going to open the board? I do have an L for LOU, but I have no vowels. And I think this rack illustrates the usefulness of vowels in the end game. 12 points for opponent, leaving 1 in the bag, which is great because that might be a vowel. So I can play refi or rely. Let me retain the F for score. It may tuck in somewhere. OF is good, for example. and possibly the only example on this board. But I do have rely for 11 points. It's not 20, but this board has just tightened up even more. I love it. Okay, I'm going with this. Oh, no, vowel. And look at this, 5 vowels on opponent's rack. Well, surely they'll be sticking one of those in the open. Suppose they don't, what do I do? Wow, just tricky. I may be down to playing just single tiles. But with this sort of a lead, that is fine. I have a cup to avoid being C-stuck. Ooh, opponent plays there. And opens a spot for EXO. Is there anything I can do about that? That's a nice play. Don't think there is. 6 minutes on my clock, so annoyingly, opponent's going to get a 30-point play. Plus, they've stolen my C spot. So I have of. Do I have anything which burns more tiles, perhaps through this Y? 5 minutes on my clock. I'm not seeing anything through the Y. I've got FY, which actually scores more than of. Wow. Yeah, let me just play this. I may be stuck with more than just the C. If opponent does play EXO, well, I've got something. I've got L'd, but here we go, Phi. Yeah, but if opponent plays EXO, there'll be a vowel for me, so I will at least have L'd. And I may have a further turn to find somewhere to place L or T. Lot, for example. Wow, 440 points. That's nearly 450. Seven minutes on opponent's clock. Surely they played now with a view to playing EXO. In which case, well, maybe they're looking after EXO to see if they can go out with I and E in one, and I don't think they can. Or it could be if there is an IE spot, then it makes sense to go to play there first. So there are things to think about. Okay, there goes EXO. Opponent's got EI. ONI is good. ONIE, so they do have an out. I don't think I can do anything about that. I don't have anything which goes after ON, no extension. So let me play L'd. Well, L'd for 4, can I do any better than that? I could play Lod for 6, but that isn't better after taking count back into account. Let me not throw away points at the end here. But nothing is suggesting itself. Yeah, all I can see is L'd for 4. And that has given opponent the opportunity to play I'd, so maybe... Well, they had Oni in any event, but there goes Die. And the final score. 337 for opponent, 447 for me, a winning margin of 110 points, so a huge, huge win. Let's see what I missed. Wow, what a great game. All different types of Scrabble game are playable, and these really super tight ones, in terms of board opportunities, are actually quite fun when you've got a massive lead, because it's just an exercise in spotting scoring spots. There isn't the jeopardy of losing. Now, opponent to go first, they opened with Key. And L4, everything that's best is where Pourisms was played for 83, but I could have got more points. Because key takes an S, and I put a blank on the end of key rather than the S, so I could have played Pourisms just 2 squares to the left for 4 more points. Now, opponent's struggling with vowels, plays Queen. This is the rack which just annoyed me forever, and look down the rack leaves, absolutely horrendous. So I played Drain, which did at least sort the duplicates out, and a duplicate tile is worth about -5. So for every one of these rack leaves with a duplicate, you can deduct 5 from the score in order to compare it to Drain, and that brings Drain into the pack with a better rack leave. Now, this was fantastic. Opponent has Resonates. They also had Earstone, B12, just through the N. But I've drawn well. And I have Panners for 88. Opponent's rack, they play U without an S for pews. Interesting. And I have Turk for 51, which was fantastic stuff. Gave me a 90-point lead. Opponent plays Tala. No. What do they do? Opponent plays Tala. They could have played Clatter through TE, and then this is my rack. And I have Fave for 34, which looks best. Not a nice rack for opponent. They play Goo. Wow. Okay, I had thought that they were retaining a better rack leave than the one they did retain. Now, because I thought opponent had a super hot rack, and I feared the S going on the end of pew, I played Says. Wow, which actually does appear in second place here. And I think the rack leave slightly better than double E. Yeah, and A9 Gaze sticks a G in row A, so it looks like Says may be best, even though I played it partly to block opponent. Opponent plays Kate from this rack, keeping Gitter. Okay, again, not a great rack leave, or not as good as I was expecting. K11, Hedge. Yeah, don't like that, sticking an E in column 15. That applies, well, just to Hedge, but K11, the other K11 plays open access to column 15. So I play At to take out column 1 danger. Opponent doesn't have the S, but I thought they did. So opponent plays Tiger. I do want to take out this triple threat, since my lead is only 100. So yeah, so there it is. The first row A option is heated. Abrogated, that's a nice front extension to gated, difficult to see. Opponent plays O-bet. And now I have Hugh. I thought about Heil. I think Heil takes an S. I think it does. So Hugh, a safer option. And a decent score. So opponent plays Via. Could have played Roy Neck, I4. Oh, wow. Onto Neck, nice. Would have opened the board up for them. Via massively shuts it down. So, Limuli. Oh, that would have been nice. Wow. Totally sorting the rack out in one with a decent rack leave. And instead, I play My High for 19. But best was K11 HMM. Wow. And column 15 not particularly dangerous, even though it was a bingo lane for bingos beginning S consonant. Yeah. Well, in any event, My High had some strategic merit, but I think Limuli is the play I'd have liked the most. Only 5 points off the top play with a much better rack leave. Now, opponent burns their S with Zoris. I'm able to come back with Doi for 26. shutting the door on opponent's scoring down here and keeping the board tight. So opponent plays OU. Now I have Jun for 24, and opponent is lost without a paddle with 2 tiles in the bag. They play bid. I play rely. And now this was a nice play by opponent. They played Naup to open up column 1. Nothing I can do about that. 15C, Phi. Yep, that was my play. Opponent plays XO. Now G11, lock, playable for 8. Yeah, that would have been slightly better than Eld. Scores bigger, and opponent would have scored less with IE. So at the end, J3, opponent has Eine. That's nice for 9. And gets 8 for die. And that was the end of the game. So what a game. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Nearly 450 points on a super tight board. And just a great fun game of Scrabble. So many thanks to opponent for a good battle. I hope you enjoyed watching that game. Like, comment and subscribe. And I will see you next time.